My favorite firm by far is My Fund Futures. No question. I'm partnered with them. I have taken multiple payouts with them. They are just the best of the best in terms of what they have available, how fast their payouts are. I think I timed it once, and I think it took them all of 13 seconds to approve my payout. So yeah, I would definitely start with My Fund Futures. That's my personal opinion. Um, they have my favorite is the starter accounts, just because they're really easy to pass. Um, oh, can y'all not hear me?
Your audio is good on my end, so Speakhawk, I know that you're saying you can't barely hear Colin, so go through and right click the stream. And the moment you right click the stream, you'll be able to see there is an option to increase the stream volume, and that would really be something that you want to do. So I just dropped a screenshot in the chat. So if you go in and right click the chat, I'm sorry, right click the stream, you'll be able to adjust the slider to the left or to the right, whether or not you want it to be quieter or louder.
What he said. But yeah, My Fund Futures. Boof. So if it's not available where you're at, then the second, yeah, I would go for Top Step as my second best. Just because I really like their consistency rules, which is kind of uh, counterintuitive, considering that I really like the no consistency on My Fund Futures evals. But I feel like if you're new or like intermediate trader, I think Top Step provides really good rules to learn risk management and not over leverage, not over trade. Um, so yeah, I think if you can go with Top Step, go with Top Step. I think if you can go with My Fund Futures, I would put that probably like one rung above Top Step, but that's just my opinion. Apex, I don't really have an opinion on Apex, to be honest. I haven't really tried them as much as I have been meaning to be honest. But which platform is advisable for TradingView analysis? TradingView. What do you mean?
I'm
You
almost positive that you can trade My Funded Futures through TradingView.
you can.
Top Step, I think they've recently removed their Tradeovate, but I'm not entirely sure if they have the TradingView still available. So that's just something you got to do a little bit for your own research. And yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I know My Fund Futures has TradingView and Tradeovate, so you have two different options there. But if on Top Step they don't offer it, then there's really only going to be rhythmic accounts for you. But we shall see. Oh yeah, Project X. Yes. Really good. If you can use Top Step X with Top Step, definitely use it. But it is 3:05, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it into this nice little PDF that I have prepared for you guys. I am recording. This will be uploaded to YouTube after. And if you guys stick around to the end, I have two giveaways for you. We have one from Josh and one from me. So definitely stick around till the end for that. If you guys want to claim this PDF for yourself, I'm putting the link in the chat right now. Go grab it. If you want it, go grab it. There it is. You can follow along. You can read ahead, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to go at my own pace on the live stream. So yeah, first and foremost, how is everybody doing today? Give me a 1 if you've had a good day so far. Let's hear
hopefully
it.
we should get everybody putting ones. Doesn't matter if you're green, red, if you're breathing and you're here and your loved ones are around you, you should definitely be putting a one. So that is,
100.
just the energy that we like to share in here. 2 degrees of the family. So please be interactive. If you guys are putting a one, that also means that you're able to ask a question. That means you're able to chat, right? So if you're able to chat, that means you're able to ask a question. If something is unclear, we really want you guys to be able to go ahead and just ask your question. There is no question that should be, frowned upon and or something that, you should be afraid of asking. If it's inappropriate, obviously we won't answer it. It'll likely be deleted from our moderation. However, most questions are, obviously very good. So we want to be able to answer that and have the discussion. So we appreciate everyone being here. And shout out to Mark, trademark. He wants to be the one to put a two. So I'll just give him a little shout out. You want that, want that shout out? There you go, brother. So
Um, Yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah.
guys are all having a great day. I'm also having a great day. Today was a really, really, really awesome trading day. Um, and I'll get into kind of how I navigated it with this exact model here. I use a tool from 2 Degrees. It's the OHLC Stat Map. This is, in collaboration with Joshu. It's a beautiful tool. It's all I can say about it. It's a beautiful tool. It's all I use for my daily bias, um, and it's all I really need, to be honest. But it's probably on your side, Jerry. I have pretty good internet, so if everybody else can hear me and see me okay, I'm gonna assume that that's the case. Um,
Yep, all good over here. So Jerry, if you're having some internet connections or something that is, wrong, then just please go ahead and close your Discord, reopen your Discord. Maybe you have an update that's pending and rejoin the stream. We will still be here when you return. All right?
and it's recorded. Um, so let's get into it. The stat map. What is the OHLC stat map? It is a super, super useful indicator that takes whatever historical data you have it set to, which I will get into in a little bit. So essentially, what Joshu did was he made an indicator where you can select how far back you want to look to get your basically your average manipulation and your average distribution levels based on time and price. Now, where those distribution and manipulation levels are depending on what time frame you have it set to, which is also really cool because you don't have to use this on just one time frame, right? I personally use it for my daily time frame because I'm looking for a daily bias with it, so that makes sense. If you're trading the 4 hour like it's a daily, then set it to the 4 hour. If you like scalping from a 1 hour, set it to the 1 hour. Whatever works for you. I've just found that having it on the daily chart works best for me. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the actual levels, right? So manipulation levels help users identify liquidity targets and establish a clear daily bias. How do we do that? So if I take a look at TradingView here, we'll go over to my naked OHLC chart. Let's just get rid of this and make sure all my alerts are off. Bop and bop. All right, so let's look at this morning, for example. The way I have this set, and I can see that I can show you on the next page as well. I have it on the daily time frame, and I have midnight open turned on. So if I tap into the settings here, you can see I have this set to the daily chart, right? I have solid black for all these. I don't have time on just because I'm using it for daily bias, so it's going to apply for the entire day, right? Open, just purple so I can see it easier. I have it on normal labels with short form, current bar. If you set it to full session, it'll just extend these till the end of the day. I just like to have it on current bar because it's easier for me to see. But getting into the actual calculation, I like to use New York midnight open. Now, why? This is because we want to focus on AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. If I have Asia accumulating a bunch of orders, and I have London sweeping the high of those orders, similar to something like this, where we do some of this action, and then I get New York open that distributes us lower. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this chart, right? This is what it would look like. My goal is to catch the London manipulation with the stat map. If I look at the stat map from today, I'm going to treat this bearish manipulation level that we tagged as my London manipulation, even if we didn't have clear AMD throughout the whole day, right? We could have just manipulation and distribution later. I really don't care. I'm just focusing on where this level is and whether or not we're respecting it, okay? So since this is at midnight open, these levels are automatically drawn at midnight open using whatever I set it to. And I have it set to maximum look back, mean, and points. I'll go into exactly why. So I already talked about why I like to use the daily. It's because the daily has a better chance of giving me a more accurate bias, right? The higher the time frame, the stronger it is. Everybody knows that. So it helps me find my draw on liquidity, right? I use midnight open, as I said, because I want to look for classic buy and sell days where London manipulates and then New York distributes. If I can catch the New York distribution with my Trinity model, it's more than likely because I caught the manipulation for the London manipulation with the stat map. Okay. Are there any questions about this page or the page before? I'll just do it page by page so we can get all the questions that we need to.
Please be interactive, everybody.
Yes, please, please. I've heard that if you take notes, a fairy will give you XP. Just what I've heard.
That is true. That is true. You will get 2 degrees XP for anybody that takes notes, shares it inside the chat for other people. That is absolutely what we do. And if you guys aren't familiar about 2 degrees XP, you can learn about that inside of our Discord. It is a leveling up system in which you can basically give gifts to other people and also earn prizes for yourself.
Yep, I just linked to that in the chat as well, so if you guys have any questions, you can just go read that. But for the time being, there's several people are typing, so I'm assuming we have quite a few questions, so I will just let those roll out for a second, and then I'll continue. You can't. Fun fact, I mean, like I said, you can do it this way, where you have AMD, and you have obvious accumulation during Asia, and then you can spot the manipulation in London. Which is easy enough. But I prefer the stat map because it gives me a statistical edge versus just spotting AMD. Because AMD is very, there are too many variables. With this, it's one level. If it gets hit, great. If it doesn't, great. No trades. It's that simple, right? There's too much ambiguity for me with actual AMD versus just using a solid stat map level. Which indicator am I using? Yeah, this is the OHLC stat map. And you should be able to see on my overlay, I believe I have... no, I don't. I lied. I'll just put the link in chat. But it should be in the... if you downloaded the PDF, it'll be at the end of the PDF as well. Just the link for it. But here's the link that I have. Should be this. Yes. So you can use that link, and then you can see it in the stream, but I have code Colin code Colin20 for 20% off. Okay, but let's see, what other questions do we have? Even though New York AM session distributed high, it manipulated lower to fill the opening gap, so how to deal with it on stat map? That's a great question. I'm get into it in just a minute. Which one should I purchase? The OHLC stat map is the one that I am currently using.
Just for everyone to understand, the OHLC stat map comes with the session stat map and also the statistical volatility Pro Plus. So you basically get 3 indicators for the price of 1. It is a amazing statistical bundle to help you have data-backed decisions directly on your TradingView charts.
All right, let's see. Do we have any other questions before I move on to this next page? Yes, absolutely, Booth. I'm going to get into all of it. Don't you worry. Yes, the 1 hour. So that's a good point, Eve. The 1 hour is just what I'm looking at. It's not what I have it set to. I have the 1 hour chart open, and I just look at the hourly candles to see how we're respecting these levels. But I'll get more into that later down the line. But the main thing is that the actual setting is set to the daily. Because you can look at this on any time frame. These levels are going to be the same, which huge props to Joshua. I have no clue how he managed to use TradingView like that. But if you look at this level is 2257971. Obviously, that would be closer to 75. If we look at 1 minute and look for that same level, if it'll load, we have, but I can click on it, the exact same level. So no matter where you look at it, it's all the same levels, which is chef's kiss. Yes, if you have the Elite Collection, it comes with the stat map. it does come with the stat map. All right. I just use OHLC. I don't use the session stat map. I know Algo uses both. It's Algo. It's Algo. A lot of you probably know who that is. He's the stat map goat. But I know he has a lot of success with using both the session and the OHLC to line them up, but I personally don't do that just because I found that this way is, I don't want to say simpler, but more obvious for me. It's all personal preference, to be honest. This is just the way that I found to use it properly. But let's get back into the scenarios here. So we talked about settings, or the first part of the settings. We talked about why I use the daily, because I want it to have a daily bias. If I was using like a 4-hour bias, I would set it to the 4-hour, and so on, right? So let's go down to the settings part 2. Your next choice on how you want to calculate these levels is between mean, median, or both for the calculation method. Now, I use mean. And actually, I just skipped over. Oops. We're going to talk about... no, I didn't skip over anything. I lied. Calculation method. I would always use mean calculation with a maximum look back. The mean shows the average movement, accounting for outliers. If you are using median, you will still have an average, but it filters out all the extremes. Okay, so let's look at this most recent price action, right? We've had some pretty crazy ranges over the last, 60 days, 30 days, whatever. While median would still take into account those ranges, these more serious, crazy wicks that we have would be kind of out of the question, which is why I like to use mean, because I have all the data, right? You could do both. Theoretically, that would give you the best of both worlds. But I prefer mean. It's always worked for me. That's just what I use. So yeah, let's get back into this, right? So we have the mean look back, overall market behavior, and the maximum look back, obviously, because I want to get the most amount of data possible. If I'm on 60 days, I'm only getting the last 60 days of price action. Some people prefer that because, like I said, we have extremities, we have different ranges, we have a lot of different, like Trump news, FOMC, whatever, you name it. We've had a lot of, let's call it manipulation in the market. And if you want a shorter bit of data, you can just set it to a shorter time frame, and that's fine. I just have it on maximum look back so that I can have the best possible outcome in terms of data, because the more data for me, the better, right? So max look back is what I have this on, historical price, and it doesn't show as much of an emphasis on recent price action, right? Like we talked about that. If you have it on 30, 60 days, you'll get a more accurate show of what is actually what has been going on recently. But with maximum, you kind of get more data to work with, and to me that feels just better, to be honest. Now, I will say that your trading view plan does your look back data does depend on your trading view plan. I currently have the premium plan, right? So if I pull this up, you'll see, if I can find it, plans, explore plans. I have this guy right here. I don't think you need anything higher than this, to be honest. You would have more data if you went to a higher plan, but this is like smack dab in the middle, and it's just what I use, right? That gives me a lot of room for look back data, and it gives me basically, you can go farther. I've found that with the premium trading view plan, that's all you really need. I think it's kind of overkill to have anything more than that. Especially when you start taking into account the expense of a trading view plan versus, let's say payouts. But that's a different conversation. So I use the premium trading view plan because it's right smack dab in the middle. It's better than not having one, and it's better than having the lower ones. But yeah, let's get into any questions about the settings. We're going to move on from settings here and kind of get into actually how I use it. Is there any questions on that just before we continue?
So again, as a review, everyone, Colin is again, he's using the mean calculation, maximum look back to New York midnight.
Yep.
So
And I can just put a quick screenshot in chat for that as well. Oops, I'm drawing stuff. We'll just copy this and plop that in the chat. There you go. Should be good. Part 1 of the settings, yes, that was literally just me talking about how I use midnight open and the daily time frame. And you can see that in the top portion of that screenshot that I just put in chat. And by the way, I'm starting to see some people drop off. Don't forget, guys, we have 2 giveaways at the end of this thing. So if you stick around to the end, you'll have access to that. If you don't, you won't. It's that simple. All right. What other questions do we have about my settings? Good stuff, Boof. Great screenshot. Thank you for being helpful, my friend. Got a couple people typing. Okay. I will go ahead and move on then. So, using the stat map for my daily bias. It is very, very simple. And so is my model, to be quite frank. I'm a very simple person. I don't feel like complex strategies work well for me. And I feel like if I can compact pretty much everything I know into a super tiny, super simple model, then I can just use that for the rest of my life. And that's what I plan to do. And that involves the stat map. So if we're going to look at manipulation levels first, right? Midnight opens, and we're going to look at which manipulation level is being tagged. For today, if you'll notice, midnight opened. I can get rid of this. Midnight opened, and we tagged our bearish manipulation level. On my hourly chart, this simply looks like a wick into our daily manipulation level. So if I see this, I'm going to assume I'm going to be bearish for the New York AM session. That's simply because, like I said, this is acting as our London manipulation. And if London manipulates higher, we're expecting New York to distribute lower. It's that simple. Okay, so let's skip ahead to around 8 o'clock. And you can see we do come up one more time, and then at 8 we managed to close below this, making a nice rejection off of this level. So we never managed to get a close above this manipulation level right here, which is super, super important. So when I came into the day today at around 8:30, I saw this, and I immediately went, okay, I'm bearish. That simple. Now, where am I bearish to? Here and here. And here. This is maximum target, but we'll get into that in a second. Whew. All right, so I form my bias based on which stat map manipulation level is hit first and respected first. Hugely important. If it just hits it, but it trades past it, then what do you have the stat map on your screen for? If you're not going to use it, you know what I mean? If the bearish level holds first, I favor shorts. If we were to go the other way this morning and say come down to this level after midnight and respect that, I would have been bullish for today. And that's just how I choose my bias every morning. It's really super simple. Whichever one of these levels gets respected first, that's my bias. Okay. And give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and then I will be right back. I'll let Josh entertain you for just a moment.
No problem. So I had gotten a question from Sam in the chat, and Sam has basically said, Josh, what indicators do you use from the Elite Collection? My answer for anybody that kind of missed it is the OHLC stat map for optical consolidations, TTFM, Power 3 liquidity depth. On a higher time frame view, I like looking at a seasonal tendency with the DTT yearly models for narrative. So to show you guys a little bit more about what that template looks like, all you gotta do is head to the MMXM streams that I have done on YouTube. They're posted to the 2 Degrees YouTube. And one of my favorite, models, and again, the framework on how I view the market is market maker models. And if you guys aren't aware of that, the 3-part to 4-part series that I did thoroughly outlines each and everything that I look for. So if you guys have not checked that out, I'll drop a link into the chat right now. And again, shout out to you, BTC Boomer, saying that it's straight gold in those videos. I really appreciate that. Again, that's pretty much, I want to say almost 6 to 7 years of, experience compressed into a little bit less than 4 hours. So I don't really know how many other people have done that, but that's what I have done. And it is mainly for my family. And I really, really like mean that. It's like I meant to give it all, inside of those videos so I can just show that to the people that I love around me. And if that's something that benefits you and helps you, then I really, really appreciate it. Everybody and their mom. Yeah. So if if you guys definitely have not checked it out, I pretty much go over and reverse engineer specifically the type of entries that everybody and their mother wants to take, meaning you enter a chart or enter a setup, and price just basically has vertical accumulation or vertical distribution. And, I've gone over that with great deal in multiple sessions. So it is, something I really hammer into everybody, that even if you're not able to trade it, being able to recognize what it looks like is extremely important. And standing in front of vertical accumulation or vertical distribution is the path for ruin. And you don't want to be trading against that. So, unfortunately, when you guys ask yourself, Josh, how did you arrive at seeing that? I was one of those people that basically was like, okay, well, I'm going to enter here. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And, you'll just see price just automatically just start going in one direction. And then I was like, all right, well, I was wrong. I might as well just add another one, or, DCA, or, get into a bad habit of trading. And then next thing you know, no matter how much I either bought or sold against a vertical distribution or vertical accumulation, then, you kind of come to the same conclusion that, these type of price runs materialize. And if you're able to reverse engineer where they happen and when they happen, that's exactly what that MMXM journey does. So
Did they behave while I was gone?
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, good. Got my eye on them. They're a wild bunch. All right.
I also just recognized I'm about to send over this link from 2 Degrees YouTube, and we're actually about 30 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers, which is really exciting, and I didn't even recognize that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hold up. Let me go subscribe real quick.
So yeah, if you guys aren't a subscriber, maybe we can hit 5,000 subscribers and maybe even add to the giveaway for that. But I honestly didn't even expect that or anticipate that. So awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Colin, it is all you whenever you're ready. I think that everyone is now knowledgeable about that MMXM stream, and I sent over the link to go ahead and check out the YouTube, subscribe if you have not, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
That's awesome coffee. That's really good stuff. I like that a lot. So let's talk about what happens when a manipulation level gets disrespected. When a manipulation level gets disrespected, I look to the distribution levels. So let's assume, and we actually have it here, that price closes above manipulate. Let's assume that this is all pre-market. Yes. Price closes above manipulation like it did here. When this happens, I'm no longer going to be using this manipulation level with a bearish bias. Instead, I'm going to be expecting price to come up to our distribution level. And only then, if the distribution level is respected, meaning it doesn't get traded past, doesn't get closed above, then I can use that distribution to take a trade back down to our manipulation level. Okay. That is how I do that. If we disrespect, let's say, the bullish manipulation level down here, and we trade and close below this, then I will be looking to wait for the distribution level to get tagged, respect it. Ooh, we got a storm. I didn't realize it was storming. My power might go out. I apologize. Our distribution level gets tagged and respected, and then I would wait for the Trinity model to show itself there. If it gets closed below, we just don't take a trade. It's that simple, right? So let's say you have a day where our manipulation gets respected, that's a good day to trade a bearish bias or a bullish bias, depending on which one of these was hit first and respected first. And then if we pass both of these, then I would look to, or either one, the respective level, right? I would look to wait for distribution. And if none of those get respected, then that's just a no trade day. And that's that simple. And if we never make it to distribution, it's also no trade day. Like if we disrespect bearish manipulation and just like reach just above or just below the distribution level, I'm not trading. It's that simple. If it doesn't get tagged, if I don't get the alert, I'm not trading. So very, very simple approach to the OHLC stat map as I have my settings. Okay. So this is just saying the exact same thing. Again, if you guys want to follow along with this little PDF I put in, or I created, head over to the website I'm putting in chat, and you can grab that for yourself. Okay? But this says the same thing. If a manipulation level gets disrespected, I'll wait for the distribution. And if neither of those get respected, then I won't trade. Okay, so let's look at some examples here. So this is a really, really good example. We have, this is on our hourly chart, as you can see here. We have price trading down on NQ specifically because I don't trade anything else. No, Praveen, you're just in time. We're still going. We're still rapping. We're still running. So you're good. And this is recorded anyway, so we're all good. But anyway, some examples here, right? Or one example, I suppose. If we come down into this bullish manipulation level and respect it, like wick it or something, as you can see here, we have a little tiny little pixel down here that shows that we did actually wick this manipulation level. If this happens and we start to trade above it, then I will target our opposing levels. As you can see, this manipulation level got hit and this distribution level got hit, and that's where price stopped for the day. So very, very simple. Okay. Now this is an ideal setup. Okay. Stat map isn't always going to look like this. You will get wicks past these manipulation levels, like down into here. Totally fine. Okay. It's totally fine. As long as you're not getting closes or disrespects of this level, i.e. if price starts using it as support lower, then you don't trade it. However, if it just like wicks past it and then trades higher, that's good enough for me. Okay. But like I said, this is an ideal setup. It won't look like this every time. But if I see this, I know instantly it's going to be a good day. Not financial advice, just often. But yeah. So targeting our opposing manipulation and distribution levels, pretty simple. Does anybody have any questions about this bullish example before I move on?
Questions, ask them in the chat.
Bueller.
You like that after I showed you that, right? How many people are here for that? I'm actually curious. Honestly.
I don't know, but I saw the movie before you did that.
That was such a fun experience, honestly. I gotta find more of those. Basically, we'll talk about that. I don't want to distract.
No, you're good. Silly little guy. So you only trade New York AM? Yes. Only between the hours of 9:30 and 11 a.m. Eastern. There is no other time that I will trade. Ever. If you catch me trading Asia, it's because I've been taken by aliens and probed. Because that's not me.
Colin, we got a good question here. I think this is a pretty good understanding too. There's definitely going to be times where more or less like price will close back like basically below it or come back above. How do you visualize that, and what is the weight of that to you?
So that's a really great question. Let me find a good level that I could talk about. So like this, right? This was from yesterday. Now yesterday was a Powell day, so I didn't trade. But let's assume this is a normal day, right? As you can see, New York midnight open is being respected, and we came up to our bearish manipulation. This is not a respect of this level. Why? Because if we would have had something like this, where we just kind of tagged into it, right, and then rejected away from it immediately, I would consider that a respect. The moment that we start trading higher like this, then it's no longer being respected. And you can see that on the 1 minute as well, right? Back where we have our manipulation level, you can just look at price action, right? If you can't tell from the 1 hour, look at what price action is doing. It rejected it once, and then on the first rejection, pretty much, we started trading higher using inversion gaps and order blocks to just keep trading higher past this level. So it's not going to be respected. It's not going to be traded below. You just kind of have to use a little bit of intuition in days like this where you get a small close. But like, if you have on your 1 hour chart, if you see stuff like this, like it's super obvious that we are not going to continue lower, and we're more likely to head up towards this distribution level up here. That's what I consider not respecting, right? So even though we came back down and we did all this, that's great, but it happened, and it did happen during the time that I would have been trading. But because we have these two candles here that are disrespecting it, I'm not willing to risk the potential of us just coming down, because all you're doing, if you don't have these two candles, right, price is going to open here. Okay, your manipulation is below you. Your bearish manipulation is below you. If you have a candle that's bearish next, which would be ideal if you're bearish, you can only really expect it to come back down to this bearish manipulation level, not farther, because this bearish manipulation level is going to turn into support to go higher. And if you look, this fair value gap on the hourly that was formed right below this manipulation is all that we tagged into before trading higher. Like, you had an opportunity for a short, yes, but it's just not worth the risk, especially on a Powell day, right? So when you have an example like, let's find a good one. Let's see here. We'll go to like 9 a.m. on a day. This might be a good one. No. I think I remember this day, actually. Okay, so here's a good example, right? This is different. We do close above it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was post-market. Ignore me. Oh, I have a bearish example. It's right here. There you go. We have a NQ on the hourly chart where we're not doing any closes, right? We're just wicking, right? We can wick it multiple times. That's totally fine. But I don't want to see closes on the hourly chart on a daily projection. Sorry, I missed Eve's question. What time do you use for your market structure? I use, essentially, the way my Trinity model works is I use a high time frame fair value gap. We're taking SMT after that gap gets tagged into. So it just looks like this, actually. Let me just show you. So hiding this real quick, we'll just show you the base of the model, right? So I bet we had one down here. We have a high time frame fair value gap. Okay. This is my Trinity model, by the way. And if we check down here, I bet we had SMT. Let's check the 15-minute because that's probably going to be the easiest to spot. Let's see. We swept this low Wednesday the 25th at 2,300. And the same low Wednesday the 25th at 2,300. That's all the way down here. Yeah. So crazy SMT on NQ to ES, where we swept this low on NQ but did not sweep it on ES. Okay. So we have now a fair value gap and SMT confirming that this is the fair value gap that price wants to trade out of. And then we just go to our smaller time frame, assuming this is inside of a macro, which it is, because 950 started right here. 950 starts. We have a 1 minute fair value gap. Again, we want to include the volume imbalance in our fair value gap drawing because that is part of the gap. We get closed above right here. This is your entry. This is your stop. This is your take profit, external liquidity, and that provides a 4R. Okay? That's my Trinity model. In the very simplest form I can put it, that's how I trade it. High time frame gap, SMT, low time frame inversion. Super, super simple. The stat map is simply to determine which way I'm going to target that day. Right? So you could have used your bearish manipulation. If you were bullish today, you could have used your bearish manipulation for a target. Just like this. Okay, that's not how I use it, but that's how you can use it. Okay, now let's go ahead and get rid of this and head back over to StatMap land. The bearish example here. I know, that's what I'm saying, Sam. That's like the whole thing. This is why I love this so much, is because it's actually the simplest thing I've ever made, but also it works so well. Yeah, this is literally all I trade. This is the only thing I trade ever. If it's not there, I don't take it. Ever since I found the stat map, this has been the way I've traded, and I haven't changed it one bit. Like, it's perfect for me. But it's all personal preference, right? If some people like more complex strategies, that's totally cool. But I like, personally, simplicity and peace in my life. And the majority of my life is trading. So anyway, bearish example, super simple. We wick this 1 hour bearish, or we wick this bearish manipulation. This is the 1 hour chart, but it's a daily projection. You can see that little 1D, that means 1 day, right? So we respect that, and then we trade it all the way down to the daily distribution on the opposing side. So you could have a partial at New York Open, you could have a partial at bullish manipulation, and you could have your final at daily distribution. Yes, you can rewatch this. It is being recorded. I will have it uploaded right after this, if my internet allows for fast upload speeds. But does anybody have any questions for the bearish example? We got the bullish example out of the way. We got the bearish example out of the way. Any questions here? My pleasure. Did I ever turn my camera back on? Yes. I don't know why CapCut's open. Lol. That's a Josh question. I don't remember the last price it was. But you can just look at it on the link. Here's the link. wap.com/statmap. There you go.
So yeah, Ori is just asking what's the price of the indicator. The indicator is $45. But again, if you're a new user and you've never tried the stat map, and use Colin 20 for 20% off.
Yes. If both ends of the range are already mitigated, is it an invalidation? That is a very good question, Sam. I just take whichever one we hit first. Okay. So if we have a range, let's see if I can find one. It's been a minute since I've seen it. But we'll see. I don't think we ended up hitting bullish manipulation there. It's pretty rare that we do have that, but I do know what you're talking about. Okay, well, I'm not going to dig for an example, but I'll just show you, right? I'll just use my imagination, yes? Let's get it here. So let's say we come down and respect our bullish manipulation level first. How many of your setups do you see per day, per week? Per week, on average, probably like 3 or 4 really good, solid ones. On average, I'd say. Depends on what the news is that week. Depends on if we have any bank holidays. Depends on if Powell is talking. All that good stuff. Oops. Do you take the first rejection? Yes. If the first rejection is there, I use that as my bias. Now, again, this is only for bias. This is not for executing, right? The Trinity model is for executing. The stat map is for my bias, okay? So we're only looking for general rejections off these levels for us to consider that our bias, and then we can refine into a smaller time frame with our Trinity model and actually execute, right? And again, that Trinity model is simply just high time frame gap, SMT, low time frame inversion, targeting external liquidity, okay? Yes, if it is... I will take a partial on that level if it is before external liquidity. If external liquidity is first, that's going to be my all out. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, Sam. If both are mitigated, this is what I was talking about. If both are mitigated before New York opens, so let's assume bullish manipulation is respected, and then we trade up, and then we respect our bearish manipulation. I'm going to be bullish for the day because we hit our bullish manipulation first, and that's what's most important because that's the initial manipulation, and that's what I really care about. So if we have a situation like this, I'm always going to take the first one that we tagged. Does that make sense, Sam?
Good question over here. I'd like to relay it. So Jerry's asking, how many of your setups do you see per day or per week? Very valid question.
Yeah, I answered it. It's about 3 or 4.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar. I actually didn't know about Matt Lober until after I got larger on Instagram. So it's funny. Our models are different, but they're very, very similar. I use any fair value gap that's being respected, and he only uses what he calls naked fair value gaps that haven't been tagged. Or I'm sorry, not naked fair value gaps. He calls it, what does he call it? Virgin gaps. That's what he calls it. But yeah, I actually didn't know about his model or anything until well after I've been using this one. Yeah, it's just funny. I think it's funny. I like seeing similarities in other people's models. Its algo has a very similar model to me. It's based off the stat map as well. I know. Let's see. We got Matt Dodgy's is very similar. We both use inversion gaps. He likes to look at liquidity. I like to look at fair value gaps. It's just all very personal to the user. Yeah, but you're right. It is very similar. Yes. Not the same. There are some very key differences, but it is similar. Yes.
Good question by Caleb. If you're able to take a look at that one as well.
Caleb, how do you use stat mapping consolidation? As recently you can see NQ Asia session distributes while New York session sometimes is ranging. Well, if Asia distributes, more than likely London will continue the distribution versus or London will range. If that happens, either neither stat map levels will get hit or they'll be disrespected and you'll just not take a trade. Like it'll disrespect both the bearish manipulation and the bullish distribution, or just the bearish distribution and not even reach the bullish distribution, in which case you don't take a trade. And sometimes, get this, the stat map is wrong. Not every strategy is 100% win rate. You're never gonna see one. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist. So get that fallacy out of your mind ASAP. I will say it has a very high win rate. However, you have to use it properly. You can't just go willy-nilly and say, oh, we closed below our bullish manipulation and we're halfway to our distribution. I'm gonna long. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not the model. That's not how I trade it. You can't be stupid with it. If it's accumulating during Asia, or if it's accumulating during New York, like you were talking about, sometimes that just happens. And you just have to navigate through the losses. Keep your losses small. Keep your winners big. Yeah. I made another PDF on the Trinity model, so if you want that, I'll just send it here. Trinity / checklist. There you go. There's a PDF for that one. That'll be in a different. We're coming up to 4 p.m., so that'll be a different webinar that I do. But if you want to learn up more on the Trinity model, there's your source. I'm
loving all the questions. I really appreciate everyone being interactive. This means a lot to me.
Yeah, I love this. This is awesome.
We got a quick question also from Peru, I believe, or Peru. Do you never trade news? So I don't think that's the case for you. It's just certain news that you avoid. Can you clarify that?
Let's go to Forex Factory. I look for these are the exact days that I don't trade, and it's very simple. There are 3. Powell, I don't trade. Bank holidays, I don't trade. And FOMC, I don't trade. FOMC meeting minutes is completely fine. Because that's just a recap of what happened at FOMC, right? It's just going over what happened. FOMC statement and press conference, I avoid completely. Those are the 3 days that I don't trade. Everything else is fair game. Make sense?
Very clear.
Perfect. Caleb, good question. Let's go to today. Great question. I was bearish today, and I'll show you why. We came up to our bearish manipulation level, and we never had a close above it. In fact, we rejected it pretty hard at our 8 o'clock hour. So looking at just this, I was bearish, right? I expected probably we would come take out this area here, and that would be an easy trade, especially with this little devil's mark going on, and this one here. This was not the case, but I still managed to grab a trade with the Trinity model and the stat map off of this, even though we ended up trading higher later. So let's talk about it. I come into the market, 8 o'clock, 8:30, see what we're doing with the stat map. I see this, I see we're respecting it, I'm bearish, okay? That's that, super simple. Then I go over to my chart, and I see, are we inside of a fair value gap, a high time frame fair value gap? And if we go to replay, if I zoom out, obviously we are heading towards all-time high, people. Like, that's just the direction we're going. I'm not saying we're going to hit all-time highs. I'm just saying that's the direction we're going in, right? We're obviously making a nice push up towards all-time highs, okay? So naturally, I'm going to expect some resistance here. However, if we look at where price is currently sitting, this line right here, you can see this is inside of both a breaker and what's actually a unicorn, because we have a high, a low, a higher high, and a lower low with a fair value gap right here. Okay, this is the high time frame gap I'm going to reference. This is step 1 of the model. Okay, and as you can see, pretty conveniently, our bearish manipulation level lines up almost exactly with consequent encroachment of this hourly gap. That's not a coincidence.
That's just so beautiful. That's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It's literally not a coincidence. I don't care who you ask. I don't care how many times they tell you it is. It's 100% there for a reason. Okay? I've seen it time and time again. I've seen times where the bullish manipulation lines up perfectly with our previous day's low, and it's like, straight up the whole day. And it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, when you get stat map levels that align perfectly with something on your chart, just watch what happens. I'll just leave it at that. Just take notes, okay? But as you can see, this is step 1, right? So we have our stat map lining up with our. Now it doesn't have to line up, but I like it to line up with our bearish fair value gap, right? So bearish bias, bearish fair value gap. Now we can hop down to a lower time frame and get our entry. I just like to look at the 1 minute because I'm an absolute schizo. You can watch the 3 minute, you can watch the 5 minute, whatever you want to watch, to get the tag into the the fair value gap, right? So as you can see, we're already inside this prior to 9:30, right? Now, I only take trades during macros. There is not a time I will not take a trade during a macro unless the inversion gap formed during the macro. Okay, so we'll just keep this over here on the screen. Let's head over to our first macro of the day that I consider, which is a couple candles farther, and that's this 920 to 940 macro. This will not automatically be on your macro tracker. 2 Degrees was very kind to set me up a custom version that has my macros that I use, 920 to 940, 950 to 1010, and 1050 to 1110. I can send you guys the link for this. Let me put it in chat real quick. If you guys want to use this, you can. And I also have a PDF for how I use macros. So I'll send that to you as well. Okay. Moving on to the actual trade. We don't have any SMT in here. In fact, we did between these two highs right here with ES, but it got broken shortly after, right? So market opens and we get this wick higher. We break this SMT. Yes? Oh, I got a little bit too ahead of myself. Okay. But note, we are inside of this 920 macro. All we need is SMT and a low time frame inversion, starting with our 5 minute for the low time frame. We formed a bullish fair value gap. Now, the gap formed outside of the macro doesn't matter. It got inversed during the macro, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. So bullish 5 minute fair value gap. We still have no SMT here, so we have to wait. We wait. Let's see if we have it yet. Not yet. Next candle, very next candle. We close below this 5-minute gap, making it an inversion. And if we look at these highs here between NQ and ES, we'll just pull up ES on the side here. Right here, this candle, lower high, higher, oops, lower high, higher high, higher high, lower high. Same exact candles. 930, 930, 932, 932. That is not a coincidence. SMT is there for a reason. If it's not there, I'm not taking the trade. Okay? Okay. Back to NQ. This is our entry. Did anybody think we were going to have to wait longer? That's it. This is the whole trade. Bop, and my stop loss goes above the SMT. Super simple. Super, super simple. Doesn't get any easier than this, in my opinion. Now, what do we target? 2R. That's all you need. 2R. That'll be right here. Need I say more? What's crazier is watch this. That was the bottom of the day for equities. What level did we bounce from? New York Midnight Open. So even if I was targeting external liquidity, which I was, where we have an entry here, a stop up here, and we target this external liquidity down here, that's totally fine. We swept previous day's high, we should be targeting previous day's low. Note that, please. We swept previous day's high, we should be targeting previous day's low. Previous day's low is my final target. I had half come off at 2R, which is wherever that was, probably like right here. Let's see, what was that? Okay, it's not showing me, so that's awesome. Half off at 2R. I had another trim sitting at our daily low, and then my last target was previous day's low. And we didn't get it, and that's okay. We got our partial, and we got out at break even. We made money. That's the whole point of trading. You don't need to catch the whole freaking move. You just need to make some money. You know what I mean? And I find that this model is the easiest way to do that for me. And yeah, I mean, it really is that simple. I wish I had some sort of crazy complex rule list to give you, but it's only 3 things. High time frame gap, SMT, in a low time frame reversion. And that's the whole model. That is the entire model. Respecting our bearish stat map, manipulation gives me that bearish bias. And even though the bias was wrong, we still caught a trade. And that's all that matters. You guys got any questions?
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful example. Absolutely beautiful example. Especially on a data stream. I mean, man. And for all you guys that are well aware, like the stream schedule is absolutely posted on Sunday and Monday, so it's not like we just randomly picked a day.
No, no, this just happened to work. Like it's just I hit TP today, and that's a great example. There was a if you want to see a banger example, you should have seen Monday. Oh my goodness, where's Monday at? Let's see. We'll do Monday real quick. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. Ugh, it was disgusting how beautiful it was. Let's go to Monday. Monday. Here we go. Check this out. Just gonna show you something real quick. How do you think I played this? Well, we disrespected our manipulation level pre-market. But what did we tag and respect later? Our distribution level, which is back on this PDF that I talked about, right? If we miss, if manipulation level is disrespected, we use our distribution. Okay, that's what happened in this case. We had no setup prior to about our 1050 macro. I could just go over there. Let's check this out. Here's 1050, or just before it, actually. This is 1050. Okay, perfect. 1050 macro. We are leaving our new week opening gap. That is our high time frame gap. Let's look at ES in the same spot. What do you know it? We have SMT with ES making a higher high and a lower high, and NQ making a lower high and a higher high. Let's look at our 2 minute. Maybe it was a 3. I know it was something. There it is. Bump, 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 bump. This got inversed prior to the gap, or prior to the macro. So we're going to wait till the macro to enter this trade. This is a 3-minute inversion. We tag into it, and we respect it during the macro. Now this can be my entry. Stop goes here. Targeting external liquidity. Where is external liquidity? All the way the hell down here. Watch this.
Side open flip.
That was the low. This was the low. There's your trade. I took this. I made $1,000 per account this day. Off of $250 worth of risk. Or $350 worth of risk. Obviously, granted partials and all that. Yes. I don't like to trade minis just because I like the smaller size accounts and having multiple of them. Some people like having big accounts and having fewer. I like having small accounts and more of them. And I use micros to trim on just either you can trim at EQ, you could trim at manipulation, you could trim it as NDOG. Anywhere you feel comfortable trimming, you can trim. Who has questions? I feel a giveaway coming on.
How many people want some sauce, some extra sauce on this example?
Give it to them.
For all my MMXM traders, I mean, this is pretty textbook, right?
It's crazy.
Well,
How. Go ahead.
You can pretty much see how that SMT basically creates that original consolidation. We drop down, respect equilibrium. For everybody that watched the MMXM stream, what do I want to see at the equilibrium of an original consolidation? I want to see a raid. We have that raid. After we raid the EQ, then what you end up seeing is the sell side of a market maker buy model with conjunction to a higher time frame market maker sell model. Would you look at that?
Oops, I accidentally deleted it. 1 sec. How do I do,
it's all good.
That?
It's all good. And that's on the filtered settings with automatic. So if you want to just see the lens with Josh on there, you can turn off the filter and then turn off the auto, and then you can go to the 3 minute, and then that's pretty much where I would be at. So, and filter off, turn off the filter. So, let that load.
It's loading.
Come on. Come on, trading view.
This is my trading view. It's not the indicator. It's just trading view being an asshole. Like, genuinely. There it is.
Pop up. All right, perfect. So, yeah, basically you have your original consolidation. There's 3 consolidations that are pretty much in that same area. That equilibrium will then get respected. And then you have the sell side of the curve. And anything that you see on the left side, start pairing it up with the right. And then basically you have another consolidation inside of stage 2. And again, this is just fractal delivery on the sell side of the curve. And one thing I really want to just make note, and talked about it on previous streams, but you see that opening price that Colin has on his charts, right, of those candles, right? The moment you see that opening price at 10 o'clock get flipped, right, look at the first fair value gap that gets presented. That's your gem of today. So if anyone can spot that, happens right around 11:40 something, 11, I think 30 something. So you look at that on your chart, you can find that fair value gap, and pretty much after that, everything is set in stone, and market is just going to go and head to the 930 opening price. So after the 930 opening prices then get hit, look at that. There's also another fair value gap, and price respects that and heads lower to take out the external. So this is a beautiful depiction to show you that, you can look at the market in a variety of manners, right? And whether or not you trade Collins model, whether or not you trade market maker models, you are able to see the sell side of the curve develop. And that is just absolutely wonderful. So
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was. Well, not exactly what I was going to say, but I was going to say it's awesome to see how many different things can line up, but not everyone's looking at the same thing. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's the beauty of the market, right? You can have thousands of different strategies all doing the exact same thing for different reasons, and that's pretty cool.
Awesome, awesome. Can you hide the fractal consolidations on your chart? And I just want to make it known to someone that, again, can you look at that opening price at 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Yes. You have it already on your chart with that 4 hour, right? So you see how price basically trades underneath it right around like 11:30 something, right? The first time it trades underneath it. Yep. So now, Colin, why don't you go ahead and mark out the fair value gap that you can see after, above it, right? That it'll trade back into once the opening flips. Right there, boom. That
Oh my
is
god.
absolutely something that you guys want to be looking at. So, moment that's on a flip, then go to the 930 opening price, which happens to be right
9:30
around,
opening or the wick?
no, the 930 opening.
It's right here.
I remember we talked about this. And
Mm-hmm.
then would you look at that 930 opening price gets hit, and what do you see right after that? You get that fair value gap that's just above it, right? Take a look at that one. So those are some clear algorithmic price signatures that one could be aware of. So there's the call-in stream with a little bit of MXM sauce at the end. So for everybody that has seen both streams, I think it's been a wonderful time, and I think we'll probably kick it off at a giveaway here. How many people want to see a giveaway? Drop a one.
Yeah, put a one in chat if you want to give away.
Drop a one. Awesome, awesome.
Good. They're paying
All
attention.
right, so before I even get to the giveaway, and even Colin also has a giveaway for you guys, there is one question, and I want to make sure that everyone's question is answered. So IX3 has a question. Colin Jones, I passed my first 50K account. Congratulations. That's
That's
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah.
What would you suggest to me to grow that account to take sudden payout of 1,200 and stay safe? So I'm going to tell you what I think, and then Colin could also answer this. IX3, trade the same exact way you did to get to that point of getting your account passed. You don't need to trade any different. You already have something. If you know for a fact that you got to that point in doing things that you shouldn't be doing, then I would say that you should go back to your model and find out what your model is and continuously backtest your model until you have confidence. If you do not have confidence in your model, then at the clearest sense that I can say it, don't be in a rush to trade that account. Prove yourself that you can do it again on another account, and or look and backtest someone else's model that you can find that suits your personality. So IX3, if that is a response, I would definitely look to just take it slow and don't rush, because that is the reason why anybody blows an account. They over leverage and they rush to try to get a payout. So don't worry about a maximum payout. Don't worry about when you get the payout. Don't worry about a payout cycle and none of that stuff. Just trade your model, sit back, enjoy the process, and that's what matters. You don't want to be rushing anything, especially as it relates to prop firm trading. They want to get into your head so that you basically pay another fee. Don't pay another fee. Take it slow. Colin, your words.
Yeah. I would agree. I would say whatever model you were trading, assuming you didn't one day pass and gamble those accounts to pass. I'm assuming you didn't because you seem like a smart person. I would say continue to trade that model. Lower risk because it's not an eval anymore. You're on your Express or whatever, and take it slow. Turn off your money on TradingView, put it to ticks. Don't pay attention to the profit. Don't pay attention to the loss. Simply accept the risk that you want to take per trade. Calculate however many ticks that is, however many contracts that is, and stick to that. Focus on good setups. Don't take setups that you wouldn't have taken on your eval. Don't take setups that you would only take on an eval on your live. Simply continue to do great, fantastic. If it took you 3 days, that means that you used the same model for 3 days and passed it. Beautiful. Now, seriously lower leverage. Do not try to take a payout in 3 days. It's not going to happen. Like, as blunt and honest as I can be, it won't. You're going to rush yourself, you're going to take a loss, and then you're going to try to come back from that loss. You're going to snowball and you're going to lose the account. That's how it works. So take your time, lower your leverage, and trade it like it's your job, because it is. If your job is to show up and execute the model when it's presented with light risk and good risk management, that's your job. If you can't do that job, you get fired. And if you get fired, you lose money. And if you lose money, you're back in the spot you were before you passed the evaluation. So, like Josh said, take it slow, consistent, and you'll make it. Make sense? And like God said, or like Josh said, God is good. And I will say that 1,000 times over. God is good. God is very good. Y'all got anything else? Let's do a giveaway.
All right. So I guess I'll do my first giveaway. I think that, clearly there's a bunch of people in here that have been learning about the stat map. So if you're a stat map user already, then if you enter the giveaway, you'll end up getting basically a free month of your stat map if you're already an existing user and you win the giveaway. If you are not an existing subscriber, you will get a 1 month free of the stat map to try out. If you're an elite member, you'll get some equivalent days to your subscription. So everybody can enter, and it is just up to your subscription standing on what type of prize you receive. So I will start the giveaway. We're going to basically do the giveaway for 3 minutes, and basically we'll do that 1 month stat map or added days to your subscription or elite collection added days. Good luck. Anyone can enter.
This is stupid. I'm not going to do it this way. I was going to put a countdown on the thing, but I can't find a good website for it.
So there you guys go. You guys can all hit the giveaway button. That is, courtesy of Colin and 2 Degrees. So on behalf of us both, we appreciate you guys being here. It's been an amazing stream, and we really enjoyed being here. So if you guys want to enter that giveaway, then just hit that party emoji and you will be entered. So there is King Jude is asking, where can you get the stat map indicator? So Colin, if you'd be kind enough to go ahead and send him over the link, as well as, you can use the code Colin for 20% off.
Colin or Colin20, either work.
Yep.
Or you can see if you win the stat map giveaway. That's what I would do. See if you win this giveaway, and then if you don't, you can go grab it. And we got one more giveaway from me after the stat map giveaway, so make sure you stick around.
Interesting. Curious to know what this is. It's going to be an exciting one. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I know that there's been a lot of love in the chat. We appreciate you guys a ton. There's only 34 people that entered the giveaway, so your guys' odds are pretty good, honestly.
Very good
So,
odds.
yeah. The volatility indicator. Let me just touch on a point for that. If anybody has questions on the volatility indicator, you can go over to Josh Yu's YouTube, which I will link here. And after you go and head to his YouTube, you will see that his most recent video actually covers the statistical volatility update.
It's a YouTube update we got.
Love that man's voice, honestly. Josh Yu. So Eve, there is a couple of different, copiers. I know some people use the native copier within Trinity. TopStep X and all Project X have their own built-in copier. Some people use Replicanto if they use NinjaTrader feeds. So
yeah, so
you just have to find one that works for you.
You could there's multiple options, right? If you only have one prop firm that you're trading with, just copy trade via the whatever like account size you got. So let's assume you got Tradeovate. You can just copy trade through groups on Tradeovate. You don't need to do. Congratulations, Speacock! Yay, Speacock! Open a support ticket and escape, and Josh will get you sorted. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you can just copy trade directly with Tradeovate if you just have one prop firm. But for copying across multiple prop firms, my go-to is TradeSyncer by far. It's beautiful. I've never had a problem with them. It's cheap. It's like $49 a month to connect 20 accounts or some shit. It might be higher than that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's the one that I use. That's what I would recommend that if you're on multiple prop firms. But if you're on just one, there's no need for it. You can just copy trade through Tradeovate or whatever platform you signed up with. Then yeah, if you have two, that'd be perfect.
All right, so giveaway winner has been announced. So Colin, what do you got up your sleeves?
I got you. You
just let me know and I'll start the giveaway on the giveaway bot.
I am way ahead of you. I know how to use this bot. Oh, I don't have the command. Never mind. Let me text it to you and then surprise him.
Okay. I like the surprise. Chat, you guys know that Colin loves you, so if he didn't love you, you wouldn't be doing this. What are we doing? No way. Are you actually being real?
Run it.
Are you actually being real right now?
Run it.
No way.
Run it.
100%?
Go. Run it. Type it.
Damn.
Do the command thingy.
And they'll just open up a ticket and they're going to have to claim that inside of your...
yeah, they'll just direct them to my DMs and I'll sort it.
Dang, bro. That's really generous of you. And you guys better show some hearts before I even drop the giveaway. This is... I don't think anyone's ever done this on 2 Degrees of Escape. So, no one's ever done this. This is really generous of you, bro. Honestly, that's very generous of you.
No, but that might be a future giveaway, Bumblebee. I'll consider that for the future. I promise.
Amazing, bro. Honestly, I brought a smile to my face. So, have you guys realized this has been the first time it's been done? So, that's crazy, bro. Honestly.
Are you guys only hearing me out of one ear? Somebody told me that they could only hear me out of their left headphone. Is that true? Or are you hearing me out of both headphones? It should be stereo. Okay. All right. Just checking.
Yeah, this is extremely generous.
Run it.
So if you guys know what he's about to give right now, that's extremely generous. So, I mean, I'm truly amazed and
Cash
also
money.
very appreciated.
Cash money, baby.
Looks like Colin had a pretty nice week of trading.
I had a great week, and I want to share the love.
Wow. Yeah, you guys light that up with emojis over there. That's the first time it's ever been there. So
And you can it's
Can I enter?
if you want dinner, you can if you want to at everyone at like very late, you can, but if you want to just keep it to the stream, it's totally your call.
Nah. The stream deserves it. I don't want to
I
give that up
agree.
to
I
any.
agree. I agree. But it's your
Yeah.
server, so
No, yeah, the stream deserves this one. This is the first time it's ever been done, so
that's a good
yeah,
idea.
that's
Trademark had a really good idea. If you win this, you can use it on 2 degrees indicators. Just saying.
you can basically get the elite collection with Colin's code. It'll be
Just saying.
96, and you'll still have $4.
You'll still have $4 left. That's a pack of gum. Just saying.
Double it and pass to the next. Damn.
Yeah, or that. That's something too.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
I love this
Oh,
fucking
goodness.
server. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, we love you, Colin, honestly. Once it gets to 30 seconds, I'll tag everyone.
Okay.
If that's straight with you.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's your call. I don't care.
Yeah. Once it gets to 30 seconds, we'll give some other people. This is the first time it's ever happened, so I mean that's really exciting. I don't even know if the bot will tell me the 30 seconds. So we'll see.
It's a good question.
Depends.
I can tell you. I can just pull up a.
Oh. Okay.
If it doesn't. Oh, you got 45.
Interesting. Oh, 59 seconds. So the seconds countdown has started. Honestly, I'm going to do the everyone tag in 15 seconds because the chat deserves it that much, honestly. There's only 38 people that entered, and there's 49 in here. You guys are traders, and you're looking to make some money. Why would you not hit the button? Like, you guys are making me want to hit the button. So, oh, goodness. Everyone. Colin is extremely generous to offer this. Things have not been done before. Enter before it's too late. Good luck. All right. I sent it with 20 seconds in there. So, 18. So, Boof, you have to hit the giveaway bot. Go to that message I just replied to. Hit that party emoji.
I got it. Oh, I'll forward it real
Hit
quick.
that party emoji. You got
Press
10
the party
seconds.
button.
4. You got 4, 3, 2.
Who won it?
All right, time up. Who's about to enter? Who's about to win?
Let's see.
Drum roll. IX3, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. 100% deserved. Bro passes funded and gets $100. Let's go.
That's so fire.
That's clean.
All right. So, Colin, if you want to,
yeah, I'll add him.
obviously either DM him or send him a message. That's huge, honestly.
I got you.
That's so cool. Awesome. Yo, IX3, that's badass, honestly. So, shout out to you, bro.
Well, congrats on our winners. Thank you guys for attending the stream. It's been a really efficient stream, I feel.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. This will be up on YouTube very shortly. I'm gonna get this rendered right after I hop off. And real quick, if Josh will be so kind to allow me to plug my thing.
Absolutely. You go ahead. You tell everyone where they could find you. Tell them what your offering is and how they can learn more about you.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere at the Jones Colin. And then I put a link in chat. I have a 7-day free trial to join my Wealth Empire Discord. That's where I do all my live trading. I do my signals. I do classes every Sunday. For the free members included. I try to do price action Q&As, tape reading, you name it. We do giveaways. We have a lot of fun in there. It's a really fun family, very similar to the 2 Degrees family. We just have a lot of fun and care for each other. So if you guys want to hop in that, there's a 7-day free trial in the link that I put in chat. And if you're watching this on YouTube, that link will be in the description, as well as all the PDFs that I used in this webinar, as well as the link to the stat map with my code. So thank you so much for attending, you guys. I love you all, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Much love.